Is that a trick question? This man was a bona fide scrub. Bona fide scrub.
This dude, I believe he's a bona fide superstar right now.
Right. Oh, well, of course, it's all about winning, baby.
Yeah.
Let me get negative again, just to finish off this little star and scrub segment. The team they played, the Dallas Mavericks, I had some optimism around them, and for some reason I had them fourth in the Western Conference in my rankings. And please let me change that after one game, because nothing looked like it had changed. And I just thought that with Jason Kidd coming in, some new ideas, some fresh eyes on the scene, things may be a little bit different. And I know we're only one game in, and I know it's an overreaction. But geez, it looked completely the same. And the same is, it's the Luka Doncic show, and if the Luka Doncic show isn't firing, this team is very, very, very average and will lose games of basketball. It's a team that relies on Luka Doncic. And there's a few things that I want to dissect out of this. The first one is Kristaps Porzingis, because he was actually part of one of my multi-bets yesterday that I put up on socials. 11 points, 5 rebounds, 4 of 13, 1 of 4. I gave him... I had some optimism around Kristaps in preseason. And again, Jason Kidd coming in, I thought things might change. There was a lot of positivity around the Mavericks group on Kristaps Porzingis. He looked the same. And the same is, again, he thinks he's Duncan Robinson, or he thinks he's Klay Thompson, or he thinks he's prime Kyle Korver. He's 7'3", for goodness sake. And I really want to know what was happening during his injury layoff when he had that ACL. Because it's like someone was in his ear every day saying, you're the best shooter at 7'3" we've ever seen. You're the best shooter at 7'3" we've ever seen. And that having relayed in his head over and over and over for his whole injury layoff. Because ever since he's come back from that, he just sits on the perimeter and takes jumpers. And it doesn't work. Because you might be the best shooter we've ever seen at 7'3", but that doesn't make you a top 30, 40 shooter in the league right now. Because I tell you what, right now, the sample size of shooting guys at 7'3" isn't high. What other 3-point shooters out there are there at 7'3"? I'm struggling to think of one right now. We saw Boban took 2 threes in the preseason. That's cool. Kristaps, you're stop trying to think that you're some 6'7", 6'8" wing who can just sit out on the perimeter and play like he's Duncan Robinson or Klay Thompson or prime Kyle Korver or Ray Allen. You don't shoot the ball as well as those guys. And you have 5 or 6 inches on them. You have 5 or 6 inches, if not more, on basically most players that are out on the floor at one time. Start using it. And this is what needs to happen. And I spoke about it at length in preseason when we previewed the Dallas Mavericks. Kristaps needs to start using his frame, and I understand he's not that strong necessarily, but he's that tall. Go and put your butt down in the mid-post area and demand the ball, because it's also a maturity thing. It's also a personality thing. It's demanding the ball from your teammates and saying, I'm the most talented player on the floor right now. Give me the damn ball and let me go to work. That's what the best players do. That's what Kevin Durant, that's what Giannis do, especially when their team is struggling, has maybe not scored for a few possessions in a row. They say, give me the ball, let me go to work. Now, I'm not saying Kristaps has the talent level of those guys, but he has the mismatch kind of ability of those guys, where if you go and plant yourself in the mid-post area and you get yourself close to the rim, last time I checked, I've played a little bit of basketball myself. Last time I checked, the closer you are to the rim, usually, unless your name's Steph Curry or something, there's more chance of the ball going in. So go and post yourself up around the paint area, and then from there, who is going to defend you? If you have a little fadeaway mid-range from a few feet, who's actually going to stop you when you're 7'3"? I think you've got the talent to do it. You just don't want to do it for some unknown reason. And now what I see is when he posts up, he almost posts up from the 3-point line. I see with his back to the basket sometimes, or maybe he's got a face-up game, but he's starting near enough to the 3-point line. And I'm just like, Well, from there, you're either, you maybe jab stepping a couple of times or something, and then you're taking a deep 2, which is basically, analytics-wise, the worst shot you can take in basketball. Or you actually have to put the ball on the deck and get yourself to the paint with ball in hand. Why don't you actually just go plant yourself near enough to the paint and then ask for the ball? Rather than almost post yourself up from the three-point line, and then you have to go into some dribble moves and ball handling to actually get yourself there. And then by that time, who knows what's going to happen. Just go and demand the ball down near the paint. Get yourself close to the rim before you even ask for the ball. It doesn't have to be every possession. I understand that. There can be some possessions where it's like, all right, I'm just going to go sit on the wing. I understand that. But how many times did I see him post up near the paint in the game on Friday against the Hawks? Once or twice, max? And then other times, as I said, he posted up from near on the three-point line. Like, what is that achieving? And I'm being hard on him because I think he's got some of the best talent in the NBA. I think he's got the ability to be a top 10 guy in the NBA. Now, I don't think, after what we've seen the last 2 years, that's ever going to happen. But I'm being hard on him because he's got this talent. He's 7'3". Come on, Kristaps. And to be fair to him, it's not him. It's not him necessarily. It's also Jason Kidd. And I'm looking directly at Luka Doncic. And on last episode, or the episode before, whatever it was, Lee said, is this the season where the media starts turning on Luka Doncic? Now, for this particular segment that I'm just about to talk about, I will classify myself as the media. And I tell you what, I said before last episode, or in last episode, that if he doesn't win a playoff series this season, then that's when we can get into him. Well, I'm almost going to go sooner than that right now because his style of game, it just doesn't lend itself for any person on that team to be better than what they can be, kind of thing. E.g., Kristaps Porzingis. Luka has to recognize that Kristaps has maybe even more talent than him. Now, does he have the maturity levels and the authoritative nature that you do? Maybe not. But there are times where Luka should be telling Kristaps, hey, get to the paint. I will pass you the ball. Luka doesn't do that. Okay, now, is it part of what Kristaps should be doing himself? Yes. Is it part of what Jason Kidd should be running offensively from a coaching point of view? Yes. But Luka Doncic, I'm just not sure he's making any players better. And right now, it's all cool and great because he's young and we just marvel at how good Luka Doncic is. At some point, we're just going to be like, does he actually make his teammates better? Does he actually win big games of basketball? Can he actually go past the first round of the playoffs? Because we might get to a point right here, if he doesn't change his style of game, or the Mavericks don't change their game plan offensively to incorporate a little bit more than just him, we're going to get to a point here where he's kind of like Russell Westbrook, where he's a jump shooting Russell Westbrook, but he doesn't have the athleticism of Russell Westbrook, and he puts up all these great numbers, but even though the assists would tell you he might have double-digit assists, is it actually making the team better? Is it making his teammates around him better? I'm just not sure where we're going with Luka Doncic. And I know that he'll probably come out tomorrow against Toronto on a back-to-back, and he might have 30 and get them the win. That's fine. But is he still making his teammates better? Is that going to push him and the Mavericks past the first round of the playoffs? I don't know. So that's my question mark. And Jason Kidd, well, he's the architect, really, isn't he? He's the head coach at the end of the day. And right now, you're playing a style of game where it's Luka Doncic or bust. It's one player. You don't have a second player there that can basically say, well, if Luka's down tonight, we can win this game. You don't have that player right now. And Lee spoke about on last episode the greatness of Steph Curry offensively, and I think ESPN had Luka Doncic above Steph Curry. I think they might have had Luka fourth, Steph Curry fifth in their top 100 NBA players. The biggest lie that has ever been told is Luka Doncic being a better basketball player than Stephen Curry, because he's just not. If you want a guy that can go out and give you 30-point triple-doubles, maybe Luka's your man. If you want guys that can contribute to winning basketball, it's Steph Curry every day of the week. Again, I might be biased, but it is what it is, because Lee said last episode, and Lee is not a fan of Steph Curry because he's LeBron's biggest lover. He's not a fan of Steph Curry, and he said the way that Steph Curry impacts games offensively, he doesn't even have to shoot the ball that well. He shot 5 of 21 against the Lakers on opening night. And the Warriors still won by 7, and it's because the gravity that he pulls. And because of that, he makes his teammates better. Luka doesn't do that. If Luka Doncic comes out tomorrow against the Toronto Raptors and shoots 5 of 21 from the field, the Mavericks will lose the game. They will. I can guarantee you they'll lose the game. So this is the difference between a player like Steph Curry and Luka Doncic, and to put Luka ahead of Steph. Really? ESPN, they were looking for clicks there. They were looking to create controversy, which is fine. I understand it. But if we're being dead set serious about that kind of discussion, really? Luka Doncic above Steph Curry. So if I'm the Dallas Mavericks, I want to see something different. And I kind of hoped that they would, given they got Jason Kidd now in place. And we talked a bit of positive stuff about KP in the preseason. Well, what I saw against the Atlanta Hawks, they had nothing offensively. Because when Luka's not getting it going, and Luka's guarded by DeAndre Hunter or someone who's a really good perimeter defender, and he struggles, what's the backup plan? What's Jason Kidd got to turn to? It's nothing. So for me, really, really disappointing Dallas Mavericks.